Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome to another pick a card reading here at Transform with Rian. And today's topic we'll be exploring is what you don't realize people love about you. Actually, I think it's like this is what I saw. Ooh, am I doing it? Wah, 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 sweet. So, anyways, let's get some options from our Marvel deck here, okay? Okay, Spirit is actually telling me to shuffle it like a traditional playing card deck. So let's get your options out here. Again, to reveal what you don't realize people love about you. Okay, so this is going to be a very insightful and informative reading for everybody. And your first option I should have shown you is spectrum. Be blinded by the light. So take a look at this card, maybe feel some of the energies. And let's get some more options for you all to choose from. So the second one is Kitty Pride. We all begin somewhere. Interesting, I haven't used this deck in a while, and these options were prior options, and I feel like one of the last videos I did using this deck. So it's interesting that they're coming back out again. And your last option here is Jubilee. Be bright, be fearless, even in the dark. Okay, so I will show you these options. Where can I put this? Again, we'll do it together. So we have Spectrum, Kitty Pride, and Jubilee. All right? So go ahead and see which one is calling to you the most. If you need to take a couple deep breaths, I strongly encourage you to do so to ground your energies and tune in to your higher self, your spirit, and whichever one you're called to, even if it's more than one, you'll see the timestamps down below to go to your reading. All right, so we're going to start with our group number 1, Spectrum. So welcome group 1 to your pick a card reading to find out what you don't realize people love about you, okay? So with this Spectrum card, be blinded by the light. So what I'm sensing here is this is my group of like healers. This is my group of like high vibrational beings. Perhaps some of you are even star seeds, okay? And what I'm feeling with this is there's something about the purity of your soul, of your energy, that maybe you don't realize is sensed so strongly by others. I'm getting the sense here that many of you try to be like good people, kind, compassionate people. Like that's sort of your maybe default setting. Like that's who you aspire to be more often than not, and that you want to have a positive impact on the world, a positive influence on those around you, okay? Maybe though that's something that you don't necessarily advertise to other people or you don't share. But what I'm seeing is that people definitely can sense that light and that love within you. And what I'm hearing is a lot of them too, they're not very aware of that. They're not very conscious, okay? They just know that they're drawn to you. They're drawn to look at you. I'm hearing too that a lot of people might even be drawn to support you in some way, right? Like they don't know why, but they feel like if anything were to happen, they would feel called to have your back, to protect you, to look out for you. That's what I'm seeing. And again, it's because there's this light about you, this brightness, this beauty that maybe you're not very aware of or you're not giving yourself much credit for, right? I'm sensing that maybe some of you, in a way, you are very humble, you know, and you do good things just because that's your nature, right? And that's who, again, both subconsciously and consciously, that's just who you aspire to be, you know, like again, that positive energy, you wish to share that out with the world. And for you, it's not something that you have to consciously think about very often, but people notice it. And they love this about you. They love your positive energy. They love your light. I'm also hearing too, though, that that light that you have, sometimes it might attract people who are like psychic vampires, energy vampires, because again, this light that you have is so alluring, so magnetic that it attracts all sorts of people. So it might be very important for you to, protect your energy on a more conscious level. And that might be too why some people are a bit protective of you, okay? Because they don't want anyone to diminish your light, harm your light, hurt your light, all right? And so I feel like that's something maybe you don't always realize is how protective some people are of you, or maybe you don't realize that they are meant to protect you. I know there was a time in my life where I felt like my parents and my older sister was a bit like overprotective of me, and I was like, oh my gosh, like it's gonna be fine, like nothing's bad gonna happen, like let's just do this thing, or let's just meet this person or whatever. And I feel like maybe there's a bit of naivety there with me, or this sense of like adventure that I was like giving into, versus a little bit more like observing that there are some people that maybe don't have the best of intentions towards me, that I'm choosing or unwittingly engaging with. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like there are some people that love and care for you so much and appreciate what you bring to the world, that they are protective of you, and maybe you're not realizing that just yet, or at this point in time. But now I'm telling you, so now you know. Okay, let's expand on this message here. I'm seeing like this bottom row, Spirit is telling me that is also something else that people love about you. But this top row, interestingly enough, is going to help maybe shed a little bit more light and perspective on this earlier trait that we were talking about your light. So we have the Eight of Cups. We also have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, I love this. And the Eight of Pentacles. Wow, so look at this. We have this card here that has like three people working together, and beings, I should say, because it looks like we have a fairy, we have this like frog person, and then we have, I believe, a mermaid. And then this one, we have also a bunch of other beings and creatures coming together as well. So what I'm seeing here is, again, you have this very magnetic personality. You attract a lot of people towards you. Again, maybe part of it is they're just drawn to your light, whether they know it or not. I'm also hearing too that for some of you, it's also your looks. Like you have very attractive features, okay? And a lot of people probably have described you as very handsome, beautiful, good looking, and that's also a magnetic trait of yours. And what I was hearing for some of you as well is earlier, which I didn't mention because I kind of just got sidetracked, but what I was sensing as well, that some of you have a lot of star potential, celebrity potential. You stand out in a crowd, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are in maybe the entertainment industry, or you are well known or well recognized in your field. Again, because there's something about you where people are just drawn to you, okay? It's like moths to a flame kind of vibe. So, and if not, like maybe you've been told, like, many times, like, oh, are you a model, or you look really good today, you look really pretty, or you're gorgeous. Like maybe you've had those experiences where people have commented on your look, or maybe someone has come up to you. This happened to me a couple of times, where people are like, wow, your smile is just so radiant, your energy feels so bright and uplifting. I bet you've had the same experience as I have, or something very similar, right? Where people have commented on your very being and nature, being attractive or bright or sort of standing out. And so I'm also hearing that what people love about you is like, it's almost like you can bring people together, okay? Like there's this innate harmonious energy about you because, again, look at this. We have all these different sort of beings, creatures, life forms, whatever term you want to use, that are being drawn to be in the same space, that are being drawn to sort of this same purpose, this same mission. And so it's kind of like, in a way, you're a bit of a connector or maybe like a bridge between people who normally wouldn't talk to each other. Maybe they normally don't see eye to eye, but around you, it's almost like people want to be on their best behavior. They maybe forget their differences, their quarrel, their beef, um, because that's the sort of environment you cultivate, okay? And here with this Eight of Cups, I definitely feel for most of the people, you know, minus the psychic vampires and the energy vampires, although perhaps some of them, this would apply to them as well. But I feel like, again, you being this bridge, this light for people to maybe transition, right? It's like you make people want to be better. You, again, maybe unknowingly, set an example for a lot of people by you just being you, okay? You set this example of like what life could be like when they're vibrating on a higher level, when they're more positive and optimistic, when they are more cooperative and kind and compassionate to other people, right? You kind of set that tone, set that example of like, hey, like, it doesn't always have to be hard. It doesn't always have to be difficult. We don't always have to be arguing or butting heads. We can work together. We can achieve great things together. We can experience happiness. We don't have to be angry or sad or anxious, right? And so again, you make people want to walk away from things that they perhaps were indulging in, like bad habits is what I'm saying. Is like you make people again want to be better and move beyond their past selves, move beyond their past habits again, which might not have been very enriching, nourishing, positive, right, in their life. Maybe it's some things that have been creating problems for them or conflict in their life, and you help people want to move beyond that. So a bit, maybe one can say, inspirational, right? Like inspirational. I'm hearing also the word role model. So people really feel that about you. Like you're someone that is a good person to look up to or model themselves after, right? And that's what they love about you. Is, again, you are in some ways like maybe an ideal for a lot of people. Very interesting stuff coming through for you. And I don't mean to like put pressure on you when I say these things. It's just, again, I feel like this is something that comes so naturally for you that maybe you don't consciously think of it in a moment to moment, day to day basis, you know, until maybe someone points it out to you or says it point blank. So it could just be something people are feeling and thinking to themselves, but not sharing with you directly on ways in which you've positively impacted or influenced their life for, again, for the better, you know? Okay, so this is something new as well. So we have the Chariot. We also have the Four of Wands. And we have the Five of Cups. So I'm seeing here, you know, another thing that people love about you is they feel very safe. They feel very protected. They feel very warm about you. Around you, I should say. There's actually this very calming energy about you too, and they love it. It's almost like when they're around you, they can breathe a sigh of relief. They can loosen that tension in their body because, again, this light that you radiate is so warm, is so safe, is so comforting. I mean, look at this person kind of embracing this poor seal that looks like things have been rough for them. But it also looks like maybe things have been rough for the person too, because they're all in like kind of torn, tattered clothing. And then we have the waves kind of like crashing, right? So it's almost like you're this safe haven, an oasis, if we're going to get a bit poetic, like an oasis, place where people can sort of lay their head down to rest and relax, right? And just kind of exist, be in the moment. Again, there's this like peacefulness here, this sort of like familiarity I even feel coming from this card, because you know we have this calm moonlit nights, and the beach, the water looks a lot calmer here as well, but also with this like volcano. I believe there's some cards here where this volcano is like erupting in this deck, and this volcano is like dormant, is at rest, is at peace. And I feel like that's part of your light, part of your energy that you exude around you, and then kind of as it kind of radiates out into the environment, like people take notice of that. You know, I'm seeing like a workplace situation as well, where it's kind of like maybe some people have noticed it, but they haven't said anything, that you make the work environment a lot lighter, a lot more relaxed, and like just feel good, like feel good energy there. And and perhaps on days when you're not around, like the energy at work might feel a bit more chaotic, or people might be more prone to like getting in arguments. So it's like you bring this peaceful vibe to the place, and people love that. You know, it's almost like it's a better day when you're around, right? That's what I'm really hearing. And we have these two mer people kind of like trying to calm this wild seahorse. And I feel like you have this energy to diffuse very tense situations. It's like your aura can calm a lot of people down and give them a chance to think and not be so reactive and like angry or explosive or like wild. You know, you calm people down and help them maybe collect their thoughts, identify their feelings, and be more responsive than reactive. Like I kind of feel that vibe as well coming through, where you calm people's stormy emotions by your presence. So definitely you are like a peace bringer is what I'm feeling here, and that's what people love about you. People love your calm energy. It's like you make them just feel better. And people are super magnetized to you. So now you know something about what people love about you that maybe they're not saying or that you're not aware of. Let me know if this resonates with you down in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this reading, please don't forget to hit the like, the thumbs up button. That would really help my channel be shared with other viewers that might resonate with the messages. And also don't forget to subscribe, please, if you enjoyed these readings, and turn the notifications on. That way you don't miss out when I post a new video and you can watch it ASAP. All right, love. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and you take care of yourself, you beautiful, brilliant light, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello there, group 2. Welcome to your pick a card reading to find out what you don't realize people love about you. So you were drawn to Kitty Pryde, and again on the bottom it says we all begin somewhere. Now, I wasn't getting as many messages coming through from this particular card right out the gate. The only thing I was really feeling through this image to start us off is that a lot of people really love how far you've come along your journey, right? In a way, it's what I'm getting is you are sort of an example of how much people can gain and achieve through hard work and dedication, is what I'm seeing. It's like maybe from your journey and your story, like you've had some challenges along the way, you've had some obstacles, some setbacks. I'm hearing too, like maybe you weren't the brightest person in the class, like you weren't first place, top student, class president. Like by no means were you necessarily one of those people that, you know, stood out and got first prize, second prize, third prize, or whatever. But you've still achieved so much, Okay, so it's not that sort of story where it seems very rare, or it seems like, oh, I'm not that lucky, right? It's, I feel like your story that people find very inspiring is like this everyday person that didn't give up on themselves, didn't give up on their goals, and managed to achieve it. Like, I'm hearing now, as I'm sharing what I'm sensing and verbalizing it, that you were one of those people that didn't get any hand me downs, didn't get any shortcuts. Like, everything that you've earned and achieved and been successful in life is largely due to your own hard work and effort. Okay, and that's what people love. And what I'm hearing is what they respect about you. So, even though this reading is what you don't realize people love about you, what I'm hearing is also you in particular out of the three decks is like people truly respect you. They respect your work ethic. They respect your sort of attitude. They respect your perseverance. Okay. Wow. So I did actually kind of get to pull a lot of information through. At first, I was like, I don't even know what I'm sensing from this, and all I got was this phrase, and then everything kind of flowed out from that. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Okay, so I feel drawn to actually use this tarot deck to get some more information about what you don't realize people love about you. So let's see what other cards the Decolonized Tarot deck has to share with us about what people love about you. Okay, so Spirit says we'll do this in sections. So we'll start with these three. We have the Queen of Cups. We have, oh, Queen of Pentacles. Wow, so a lot of Queen energy here. And the Hermit. What an interesting collection of cards. So what I'm feeling already to begin this part of your reading is I'm seeing here that people love that you're actually not selfish either, that you're very aware of other people and their needs, and when you're able to, you do give back, you do share in your achievements, your accomplishments. Maybe you even share in the fruits of your labor, the fruits of your effort. So I'm getting this energy that you're not selfish at all. It's actually kind of reminding me of this phrase where, like, a rising tide raises all ships. So what I'm feeling here is what people love about you is when there are instances where it's like a team effort or a group effort, like, you are so gracious and so humble to realize that it's everybody's success. You know, like, you did your part, of course, you did your hard work and everything like that, but you don't necessarily take credit and if it's not all yours to take, right? You give credit where credit is due. That's, I think, a better way to say that. And people love that about you, and they respect that about you. That yes, you do amazing things on your own. You've achieved so much in your life as well. But also, when you are part of a team, when you have to work together with other people, you are also a great team player. You know, and I'm hearing that you're just kind of like a great person to work with. Not just because of your skills and talents, which I feel is with this Queen of Pentacles, like your innate skills and abilities for which you've practiced, trained, studied hard for, that type of thing. But also, with this Queen of Cups, I also sense that, how can I put this? I also sense that you're very, like, sensitive to the team dynamics and the team needs, and you're willing to help out in whatever way you can. You know, when you feel like someone is struggling or falling behind or is confused or like nervous or whatever, like, it's almost like you can kind of sense that, energy within the group, and you're able to address it. I'm feeling here too that a lot of people actually see you as a bit of a leader. You know, even though you might not be classically in the leadership role, like maybe you're not the manager or store lead or the boss or anything like that, but people kind of still look to you as a leader, right? Even if you might not have that title officially. Um, Very interesting. Now, with this Hermit card, what I'm seeing here is like you handle your business, you do your part, and people love that about you. You know, sometimes when I've been in work situations, it's almost like I feel some people are a bit of like brown nosing. I think that's the correct use of that term, like brown nosers, where they are so fixated and they care so much about what other people are doing that they don't handle their own work, right? And then it kind of puts the whole group back, right? It's like, let me do my task. Like, you go do your thing so that we can finish this project. Like, please do your part. Do you know what I'm saying? Instead of like socializing with me or like worrying so much about what I'm doing, like, take care of your thing first. And then if you have time after, like, maybe come and check up on me. Don't like micromanage me. Don't be all up in my business. Like, whatever, you know? Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. If you've had that experience as well, comment it down below where there are those people who are just too preoccupied with what everyone else is doing that they kind of neglect their own duties or their own part in, you know, the project and in the group effort. And so I feel like people can really count on you and rely on you to do your part and do it well. I think that's the key thing here. You do your own part and you do it well. Okay? So again, people love that about you. I feel like too that's part of the reason why people respect you. I'm getting a lot of with this particular reading for you. It's like people in the workplace are people that you are involved with on a professional level. Okay, I'm not yet getting as much strong vibes as far as like, you know, your friends or whatever or your family. It feels like very much like your co-workers, your professional contacts, like people that you work with in that level. Okay, what else do we have? Page of Swords. We also have for you the Six of Cups and the Three of Cups. Wow, so there's a lot of cups energy in your reading. We had Queen of Cups earlier, and now we have the Six of Cups and the Three of Cups. So what else do people love about you that maybe you're not realizing? I'm hearing here there's this kind of like open door policy about you where people feel like they can maybe approach you with questions and things that maybe they need help with, and it feels like, you know, you don't have this condescending energy or this cold energy that makes you very unapproachable. I feel like that's not the case at all with you. Like, people feel like they can come talk to you, they can maybe let their guard down around you because, you know, you won't judge them or criticize them harshly. um, and I think that's a big thing, that people feel comfortable enough around you to be open, to be vulnerable, to maybe share some of their concerns or their fears with you. I'm also hearing too that like when people make a mistake or do something wrong, um, they don't feel scared to admit that to you and share that with you and say like, hey, I kind of messed up on this, like, can you help me fix it? Or I'm so sorry, like, I wasn't paying attention and this happened and I feel really bad, but I just wanted to let you know that it was my fault that this fell through the cracks or whatever, you know? And I think that's amazing because a lot of people, they're so afraid in the workplace and professionally to just own up to maybe some of their mistakes, and then it can sort of delay the correcting process, right? Or I know that in some cases there are people who are like so shady where they throw other people under the bus or they like blame other people for what went wrong. And, you know, I feel like that's sort of not sort of, it's like totally messed up. But I feel like with you, people can be sort of honest and truthful, you know, and that's what they love about you because they feel in a way like safe to do so. Um, I also feel too that with this Page of Swords, what people like about you is that you're open to learning new things. You know, there's that phrase where it's like you can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? Have you heard of that phrase before? Speaking to like as people get older, like they kind of get stubborn and set in their ways and they're not as flexible. But what I see here with you is what people love about you is you're so adaptable and you're so open to like learning new skills, learning new ways of doing things. And I feel what's so advantageous about this is as technology is changing so rapidly in the modern age, it's like you are so adaptable and open to incorporating new technologies, new ways of doing things that would be maybe more efficient or make things easier at work, right? Um, and you're open to trying new things that may work out better, right, in the long run. And so I'm also seeing too what people love about you is there's almost this brainstorming element where it's like you appreciate hearing other people's ideas and thoughts on something, where it's not like, oh, this is the way we do it always, or if you are in a position of leadership by chance, like it's my way or the highway. Like you don't bring that energy at all into any situation. Okay, Spirit is saying draw 3 more cards. I used some rose essential oil, and as I just shuffled right then, I got like a good whiff of this sweet, beautiful smelling rose energy. So I feel like um, what that's saying is people again just feel very safe around you. They love and respect you as a coworker. Um, yeah, I feel like they're just very happy to have you as part of their life, as part of their team. So we also have the Seven of Pentacles here. The Magician card. Look at that. And the Page of Cups. What I'm seeing here is people really love and respect your observant mind, your observant personality, okay? That like you put in the hard work, but you can also kind of see the bigger picture. Like you can be very focused, very honed in on a task, but you never lose sight of the bigger picture, the bigger goal. And you can kind of zoom in and out as the situation requires so that things stay on track and so that things end up in the best way possible, right? Like the best outcome possible. I feel like there's a lot of people actually think you're very magical. They're kind of like, wow, how do you do all this? Um, how is it that you're so smart, yet you're also so open to new ideas? How is it that you find time to handle your own work and also at the same time maybe help other people, right? Like there's something about you where people feel like maybe you're even like a superhero and you're like a magical, mythical being, like this dragon here almost, right? Where a lot of people have faith in your skills and your talents and your abilities. Um, with this Page of Cups, what I'm really feeling here is there's just this very lovable energy about you, right? Like you're a joy to work with, you're a joy to be around in a professional setting. And I feel like, anyone, like no one would ever fire you. Like the only reason you'd lose a job is because you wanted to leave it for something better or you weren't feeling nourished by it anymore and you wanted to try something new. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like you are an asset to where whatever company or group or organization that you share and use your talents to support, okay? Yeah, I feel like you're just sort of like very well-rounded in general, and people love that about you. They love being around you, and they're very excited whenever they work on a project with you or they do something with you. Oh, it kind of reminds me of my days when I used to be on Clubhouse app. I don't know if you're familiar with that or if you used that before, where I would be invited to participate in certain rooms, or I'd invite people to participate in some of the rooms that I hosted and moderated for. And there were just certain people that I loved working with. Like, I loved their energy, I loved what they brought to the table, their insight, and it was always such a good time when I shared rooms with them. There's like someone I used to do card readings on Instagram with and Clubhouse with, and her energy is so amazing. It's like we're just so in sync, and I feel like you do that for a lot of people. That same vibe where it's just like you're a joy and a pleasure to be around and to work with. So, that's amazing. So I hope you enjoyed your reading. Let me know if anything in particular resonated with you in the comments below. If you enjoyed any part of your reading, please hit that thumbs up, that like button. I would truly appreciate it. I would love for my readings to reach new people and new audiences to help uplift them as well. So if you find my message to be uplifting, that like button will really help with that intention. And also, if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you've been enjoying my readings so far, and turn the notifications on so you are well aware when I post a new video for you to enjoy and gain insight on. All right, loves? So take care, you amazing, amazing person, you, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello there, group 3. Welcome to your pick a card reading to find out what you don't realize people love about you. So you were drawn to Jubilee, our little mutant firework thrower. And it says here, be bright, be fearless, even in the dark. So I would say out of all of these 3 cards, your message came out very nice and clear, especially with this be bright, be fearless sort of tone. And what I'm hearing that people love about you, to just get you started with your reading, is that you are not afraid of being yourself, being unique. I'm hearing that it's like you're not afraid to sort of march to the beat of your own drum, if you know that phrase, right? Where you're not afraid to do what feels right and authentic to you, even if other people don't get it, even if other people are totally on a different wavelength, even if other people might, judge you or criticize you for it. It's like you don't even care, right? It's it's very lovable, I'm hearing, and very inspiring, and very not shocking, but what is the word I'm thinking of? It's like people are just so amazed and so surprised at how authentic you really are, how unique you really are, and how you express yourself, whether verbally or just in like your clothing style, in your actions, that is very genuine and is very real. Again, without any necessary, not without any kind of regard, I should say, to what other people are thinking and feeling about something. It's kind of like, I feel like you're that type of person that we see where you know you're in this uppity sort of inner social circle where everyone kind of dresses the same, is like snooty, whatever. You're that character that's very humble, very like loud, and kind of befriends the new person that everyone's kind of like, ew, look at that new person. Like, they're not even dressed right for this occasion or whatever, right? Like, I feel like you're that person. I totally like reference some type of sort of story trope, but also like, have you watched Mean Girls? I think, did it come out in the 90s? Anyways, it's this show where there's a girl who her family was traveling abroad and was in Africa for like many years, and then they moved to, I want to say, California, like Los Angeles area or something, and she goes to public school for the first time because she was like homeschooled and everything like that for a while, and like schooled abroad. And these 2 kids, who I guess might be seen as the social misfits, kind of befriend her and sort of explain all the different groups and cliques in the school. So I feel like you're one of those people where it's like, yeah, at first glance, you're kind of like this outsider, this unique person, but you're also that type of person that reaches out and helps others, you know? Very, very interesting. And let me know how that's resonating with you so far. But I know there's more information that's going to come through. And interesting, I've been called to use like a different deck for each of these readings so far. And we're going to use this Fablemaker's Tarot to get more insight on this. I'm also hearing just real quick too about this be bright, be fearless, even in the dark, where even when sort of a lot of people are against you, like you won't compromise your morals. You won't compromise your authentic self just to appease them. Like you stand your ground. I feel you're not going to be peer pressured or bullied into doing something that just doesn't feel right for you, you know? Yeah, I'm feeling that strongly. Oh, okay, we'll take that card since it flipped over like that. All right, so we got 4 cards to start out with. I love how the different energies are guiding me to pull different amounts of cards, use different decks for each of the 3 readings today. Ooh, I love it. So I have the King of Wands here. And what I'm getting from this card right here is you are not one of those people to be led, to be manipulated, to be persuaded. Like you have your own mind, you have your own way of doing things, and you're not gonna be like anybody's puppet. You're not gonna be anybody's tool. You're not gonna be anybody's fool for that matter. You know, it's like you, again, you're very independent, you're an independent thinker, and you're not that type of person where you're easily won over, okay? I feel like you have a very resilient character, you know? I'm hearing, you know, there's like some people who they give in to peer pressure, right? And like, you're not that person at all. If you feel like something is wrong or not right, like you're not going to do it, you know? We also have the World card here. And you have the 3 of coins. And we have the 9 of swords. Very interesting. Oh, it's the thing on the bottom. I was like, what's the animated part here? Is this bottom like the bed frame? Okay, I was like, what is it? Ooh, okay. So what I'm seeing here is that what people love about you is you're that person that does or says the thing that's on a lot of people's minds, but they're too afraid to say it. You know, you're that sort of voice for people who want to kind of go against the grain or go against popular opinion, but they're just too afraid to do it themselves. Okay. And so it's like they expect you to sort of like lead them, like lead the charge. It's like they don't want to be the first one to say it, but they'll back up the person who is the first one to say it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of people actually, they rely on you to say the thing or do the thing that they're thinking, but are just too afraid to do it. Okay. Very interesting. It's like what I'm seeing here is, you know, when you're in school, at certain classes or certain activities, they always ask for a volunteer and everyone's kind of afraid. I feel like you're not that person. Like you will be the volunteer, or you will raise your hand if you have a question or something that doesn't seem clear to you, and you ask the question like a lot of people are wondering about or thinking about, or you'll be that brave, fearless person to give it the first try, and then other people will feel a little bit less nervous or afraid to give it a try after you, right? Once they see that you survived it or that it wasn't as bad for you. Or maybe in some cases, like you don't mind sort of being the guinea pig and like easing the tension, right? Like looking like a fool for everybody else so that they don't feel so tense or afraid. Oh my God, I love this about you. Oh, wow. Okay, I feel like you're kind of, don't tell the other 2 groups, but I feel like you're my favorite reading so far. This is so cool. Okay, what else do we have here? Now with this card, and then we'll draw some more here in a moment. With the World card, I'm getting a very specific message. So it might not be something that applies to all of you. More so people who are maybe in the public eye or are like a public figure, okay? Where maybe you're on YouTube, you're on social media, you're in some sort of performance profession, like a musician, a dancer, a singer, actor, whatever, that you really like you reach a lot of different people around the world, and a lot of people are kind of inspired by you. Where what I'm hearing is, like, say, I don't know, you're a K-pop star or you work in the K-pop industry. I don't know, I'm just throwing an example out here, so just kind of use the core message, even if the specifics of this situation I'm giving you don't match up with your circumstance. But say you're like a K-pop star, like, you know, even if you're not singing in English or doing tours in English speaking countries, like there are people in English speaking countries that listen to your music, that dance to your music, that share your music with other people, that are inspired to, you know, learn your dance moves, sing your songs, even if they're in another language. Inspired by your fashion, right? And you don't know who these people are specifically because maybe they're not commenting on your posts or your videos. Maybe you haven't met them at like a fan meet or whatever, but they are being affected by you, right? Like, I mean, I've watched some K dramas and been very sort of moved by some of the performances, and they've made me think about, you know, certain elements of life in different ways. But the actor in the show doesn't know what effect they've had on me because, you know, I haven't reached out to them or shared anything with them on their social media or anything, right? So I feel like that's you. Like, because of your uniqueness, because of your bold, fearless, daring nature, like you've had a positive influence on people around the world, around your community that you just don't know about. Okay? A positive influence. I don't know if I clarified that before. Okay, let's get some more cards to hone in on this. So we have the Ten of Swords here. Very interesting that you have the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Swords, which are like kind of classically cards that make people nervous to see in a reading. But I just feel nothing but sort of good vibes from them for your reading. We have the Seven of Wands. And we have, ooh, the Magician. And I feel like this is the one for you. This last. Oh my god, there were two! Surprise! Okay, I guess you get two cards. We also have the Fool and the Nine of Coins. So I think a lot of people actually look up to you, is what I'm getting here, especially with this Nine of Coins. Like, there's this regal person here who looks very stable, very secure, very comfortable and confident in themselves. And I feel like that's what people love about you, is that, again, you're not afraid to be different and stand out in a crowd. And, you know, a lot of people, they really like to blend in. They like to fly under the radar. And I feel like they love this about you, that you're so bold, that you're outspoken, that I'm hearing the phrase, which again, almost feels like it's a bit of pressure on you all, but it's like you're a champion for the people. Okay, like you're leading the way for a lot of people. Definitely, like, if there is someone who fits this title of an influencer, I feel like it's you, you know? Regardless of how big your audience is, you are influencing people to shift, to change, to transform, to maybe be better versions of themselves. And kind of what I'm seeing here with actually Ten of Swords and Seven of Wands, this is so amazing. This is really cool. I'm like so excited to share this with you. But what I'm seeing here is you are sort of that catalyst for people to bring about change in their life, okay? Things that need to come to an end in their life, patterns of behavior, negative thinking, limiting beliefs, like those types of things that keep people stuck, keep people living in fear and doubt. Like they look at you and it sort of like breaks all of that stuff down, kind of like pushes those things to the side. And there's almost this vibe of like, wow, if you can do it, I can do it too. That kind of energy. And going against, again, sort of their upbringing, their cultural patterns and beliefs. It's almost like, okay, I'm going to just use this as an example. Again, take the core message, even if the specifics don't match up with your situation. It's like, for me, when I see people in the media who are openly LGBTQIA+, that inspires me to let go of these fears that I had or these cultural conditionings, especially around religion, where it's like, oh, being LGBTQIA+ is like a bad thing. You're going to hell. You're going to get beat up. Like, people aren't going to like you. You're going to be broke and homeless, like whatever those stories, those narratives that used to exist, like I feel like I can let that go. I can go against this upbringing, like, and what I was taught to be that better version of myself, that more authentic version of myself, you know? And I feel like, it just takes that one person to sort of create that ripple in the water that expands outwards. If like one person says like, hey, we need to be more loving and kind to each other, and is that example for love and kindness and compassion, then it can encourage other people who want to be kind, love, and compassionate but are afraid to do so to join ranks, right? And that's how we sort of create social change. And sometimes that can be for the better or for the worse, but I feel like if you're drawn to my channel, you are a being of positive energies, higher vibrations, that you are going to make a positive impact on the world, through your deeds, through your words, type thing. I'm hearing also, again, like a little bit of hero vibes. So we have the Fool, who is kind of like the hero of the story as they make their way on their journey, encountering each of the major arcana cards from 1 to 22. So I do feel like you're a bit of a hero. I feel like what people love about you is like you're a trailblazer, right? Like you kind of lead the way, pave the way for other people to follow, okay? And yeah, people really appreciate and love that about you. With this Magician card, I definitely see that there's something about you that people feel like you do cool things. Like you're just a cool, that's actually a really good word for you, is a lot of people love how cool you are. Like how sort of unique and against the grain you are. Okay, people love that about you. They're like, you bring variety and newness into their lives, into their experience. All right, so keep being your unique self because people are loving it. They are like gobbling that up. Okay, they live for it. So my gosh, be bright, be fearless. That I feel is like a great way to sum you up again and to wrap up your reading. So I hope this resonated with you. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed your reading and what spoke to you strongly. I'd love to get that feedback, of course. And if you enjoyed your video, please, please, please hit that like button, that thumbs up, because I have this intention for my readings to reach more people that need to hear these positive, uplifting messages. And you hitting that like button goes a really long way into helping with that intention. So if you're all about raising the vibrations as well of other people, like, please help me in this endeavor. And also don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on any future readings I post, for your enjoyment and your insights. All right, loves, thank you so much for hanging with me. I'll see you again soon. Bye.